Hare Krishna. Namaste. Chapter 6, entitled as Dhyana Yoga. Sloka 3. ārurukṣor muner yogaṁ karma kāraṇam ucyate yogārūḍhasya tasyaiva śamaḥ kāraṇam ucyate. In the first sloka, we saw that one who has given up the desire for material gain is considered as jnana yogi. In the second sloka, the karma yogi is jnana yogi, is been established because he has the jnana, the knowledge within the karma yoga that he is performing. Now in this third sloka, what is the role of karma yoga is being mentioned. How does karma yoga plays a part? That is, who must give up performing karma yoga, and who can not leave practice of karma yoga. Here in the sloka, muner has been mentioned, meaning one who is contemplating on the self. Muni is used only once in this sloka, but it implies in both the cases. The first case of being engaged in karma yoga, that person is also called munihi, and when he ceases the activities, that stage is also called, the person is also called munihi, because both goal is to attain the vision of self. So let's see the meaning of this, word by word meaning of this sloka first. Yogaṁ, the goal of the yogi, that is attaining the vision of self. ārurukṣor, who has just began yoga, that is, one is interested in raising up. That person in the stage of ārurukṣor is not reached that stage yet, the top terrace yet, but is on his way. Ārohanam, ārurukṣor, munihi, of the sage who is constantly contemplating on self, karma yoga, kāraṇam, the means, which becomes a means to attain the vision of self, ucyate, is said to be. Ucyate. So here ucyate comes twice in the sloka. Ucyate means it is to be said. It is being said. So one might ask a question, Krishna is speaking, why Krishna is not saying his opinion, rather than saying that's what I say, he said this is what's being said. Because Krishna gives importance to the saints, wise people. By bringing them into the picture, it gives more weightage, importance to what Krishna is trying to convey here. Therefore, ucyate, yogārūḍhasya, of one who has attained the direct vision of self. That person is called yogārūḍhasya stage. Tasyaiva, only to him, śamaḥ, cessation of all material activities. In other words, giving up the activities of karma yoga. Kāraṇam, as the means. That giving up of activities of karma yoga becomes the mean. Ucyate, is said to be. The translation is, for one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means. And for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the mean. So we can see in both stages, the activities is a cause. In one stage, the beginning stage, activity becomes a cause for him to progress. In the next stage, cessation of activity becomes a cause of his progress. So that's the meaning of the sloka. What is being said in the sloka is that He who desires to have the vision of self can attain it by means of karma yoga itself. Only he who is established in self doesn't need to perform karma yoga. Here two terms is being used, ārurukṣor, yogārūḍhasya. Ārurukṣor is person who is desiring to climb up to have the vision of self. Yogārūḍhasya is a person who has acquired the fruit, the direct vision of self. These are the two stages that's been mentioned in this sloka. The term śamaḥ has been mentioned, which means controlling. śamaḥ we often will see in Bhagavad Gita also, which means controlling the senses, the internally external senses. We might have heard Kaliya Dhamana, meaning controlling the serpent Kaliya. Here, śamaḥ means one was controlled or stopped the work. It is mentioned in that context. In other words, a cessation of work. The work is not obligatory for this person. That is, he doesn't need to follow the varnashrama dharma. Now the question is, are these two stages for two different person or same person? ārurukṣor, yogārūḍhasya. Krishna speaks about the same person, not two different person. For us to understand, say someone is climbing the ladder. He has to continue stepping up as an action to reach the top. If I say one who has reached the top floor, it doesn't need to climb anymore, which means this person has already climbed the ladder and is reached to the top. That's what implies here. After reaching the top, the terrace, he can cease the activity of climbing any further. So therefore, it's the same person who first climbs the ladder, and it's the same person who reaches the terrace, the top. It's not two different persons. So the next question, based on what we saw now, that is, if it's the same person, then how can the same karma yoga can become cause for both ārurukṣor and yogārūḍha? Karma yoga is the cause for both cases. If I am in the stage of working towards self-realization, then karma yoga is the cause. If I am in the stage of working towards maintaining the self-realization, then cessation of karma yoga becomes the cause. Karma yoga nivritti. So in both cases, karma yoga plays a major role. In one, it is active. In another one, it is inactive. Then that arises another question. It is easy to understand that karma yoga becomes the cause, but how can the cessation of karma yoga can become a cause? Considering the same example that we just saw earlier, the climbing of ladder, for one to reach the top, one must continue climbing the ladder. For one who has reached the top, doesn't have anything to climb further. For one who is in the process of reaching the top floor, terrace, should not cease the action of climbing the ladder. And that is what the main message from this sloka. That's where the focus is. Therefore, that cessation is not recommended in the earliest stage. That is the key over here. The message is continue karma yoga as he is in ārurukṣor stage. And once he attains the vision of self, then the stage is called yogārūḍhasya, yogārūḍha stage. In that stage, he can cease the activities, but not before that. So what we have seen here is from the first two lines, it is said that karma yoga becomes the means for one to attain the vision of self. Karma yoga must continued as one's duty until he has attained the vision of the self. For this karma yogi, cessation of activities or following varnashrama dharma, karma yoga, is not going to bring him to the desired result. From the last two lines, it is said that karma yoga comes to a stop after attaining the vision of self. Karma yoga comes to cessation, that is, becomes the cause of maintaining one's state in the vision of self by not being engaged in the karma yoga. For this person, karma yoga becomes not a must. He should cease his activity. ārurukṣor muner yogaṁ karma kāraṇam ucyate yogārūḍhasya tasyaiva śamaḥ kāraṇam ucyate. Namaste. Hare Krishna.